Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome on board. Thank you so much for tuning in. Welcome on board again. Waypoints Aviation, Airbus A320. We're back in our simulator from actually what feels like a pretty long time for me, because I've been busy and flying outside, and I'm back in the sim today. So yeah, feels good to be back in the Airbus. Feels good to be back in the cockpit, in the 320 cockpit. And just picking up where we last left off, which is we brought this aircraft over from Kuwait to where we are now, which is Baghdad International in Iraq. So today's mission is to get this aircraft from here over to Iran, very specifically the city of Tehran. And yep, we're going to be landing at Tehran International Airport. And yeah, after that we continue on with our journey, taking the Airbus A320 to every capital city in the world. This is going to happen right now. And yeah, so what's going to happen is I'm going to jump right, as usual, I'm going to jump right into the programming of the sorry, not the programming. I'm gonna jump into the flight planning. We're gonna get a route, we're gonna check our weather, we're gonna look at our charts, see what we have in terms of taxi, SIDs, takeoff, weather on route, all that kind of jazz. And then we're going to come back into the cockpit, prepare the box, that guy over there, and then we're going to yeah, just basically depart and get this aircraft over to Iran. There is a little bit of extra something coming your way very soon in this video, so stay tuned, because I've had a few requests from very precious subscribers, and so I'm going to be actually taking care of those requests today. And guys, please remember, whatever you put in the comments below, I read every single one of them, and I try to respond as quickly as I can. Forgive me if I haven't responded to you yet, but I believe I have responded to everyone. But if I haven't, I promise you, you will get a response from me very soon. And I take those comments very seriously. I treat them very precious. So if you guys put something in the comments below and you make a request for something you want to learn, something you need to know, I am going to try and incorporate that into a video. So I've got two requests. Siri, I swear to God, if you disturb me today, I will switch to Android. So sorry. Yeah, Siri always bothers me just at the time I'm trying to talk to a camera. Very needy. Okay, so where was I before Siri interrupted me? Oh yes, if you guys put a request in the comments below, I will read it, and if I can incorporate it into a video, I will, for sure, 100%. Which is what I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna show you the two comments and requests that I had, and then after that I'm gonna go ahead and do what they asked for in the comments. One is a little on the extreme side. The other one is, it's okay, but the second one's going to be on the extreme side, so you want to stay tuned for that. It's pretty exciting. All right, so without any further ado, guys, if you are not, I had a look at my YouTube thingy, and it told me that over 60% of my viewers are not subscribed. So yeah, guys, if you don't mind, if you've not subscribed, please consider subscribing. Hit that subscribe button, like the video if you do like it at the end of it, and but please subscribe, and because it's going to really help our channel to grow and help us a lot with the algorithm. So please subscribe and share the videos with your friends if you can. Thank you once again for coming on board, and guys, let's get on right to it, and let's get to flight planning, and let's get out of here. Let's go to Iran today. Alrighty, time to get on with this. So we start by looking at our airport here. So it's we're on our way to Tehran, specifically Imam Khomeini International Airport. I do apologize to my Iranian friends if I'm butchering the pronunciation. I'm so sorry, but it's Imam Khomeini International Airport, and it's Oscar India India Echo for the ICAO code, and it's India Kilo Alpha on the IATA code. So that's the main airport and the capital city of Tehran in Iran. So we're going to come over here and we're gonna go over to SimBrief. I'm gonna create a new flight. As usual, we're gonna be waypoints Aviation, Flight 320, Oscar Romeo Bravo India to Oscar India India Echo. Right? Yes. And let's see what it says for the alternate today. Airframe's gonna pick our usual airframe today, and it's a short flight. Gonna do a cost index 25 as usual. ARAC is current and active, so that's good. The taxi out time, I believe I can cut this down to 15 minutes, and it's a big airport, so I'll give 10 minutes over there. Reserve fuel, as always, will be 30 minutes reserves. I don't need ETOPS. I don't need planned step climbs. I'll take the rest of it. And as per the weather today, so bringing up the weather, if we come here and we look at Baghdad, so looking here, the winds are out of 290 degrees, 5 knots, 35 degrees Celsius with a dew point of 12. Ceiling and visibility is okay. QNH is 1002, so that's looking pretty good for us. The TAF is more or less, yep, could become 300, 10 knots later on in the day, and pretty much good conditions flying out of Baghdad today. So 290, so that's going to give us the runway directions of 33, so we'll take 33 right. That's okay, it's just close by to where we're parked. So 33 right, and expecting to land in it's 1 hour 35 minutes scheduled block time. Arrival, it's given us 11 left for the runway in Iran. If we click here to have a quick look, when we get there, we're expecting the winds to be 110, 12 knots, good visibility, few clouds at 4,000 feet with a temperature of 33 degrees and a dew point of 3 and a QNH of 1009 VFR conditions. So it's looking good. The weather's looking very, very good, including the TAF. The TAF actually looks pretty good as well. So yeah, maybe it's a few clouds, cumulus activity later on in the day, but as of right now, we're pretty much good to go. So I'm gonna accept the runway for now. All right, passengers, as always, we've got a full load of passengers, and our zero fuel weight is 59343, fully loaded. All right, about 2 tons of cargo and 180 passengers. Altitude, I'm gonna take go to flight level 270 today, 27,000. All right, I will check the optimums and see what it says. So as we look down here, we have a route which is taking us to Naldo. And all right, so what I want to do here is actually coming back up to the top. It's giving me another airport in Iran as an alternate. I'm not gonna accept that. I'd rather go to Kuwait. So Oscar Kilo Kilo Kilo, that's gonna be my alternate today. All right, so yeah, here we go. Something goes wrong, I'm either gonna come back or I'm gonna go here. Pretty much equal distance, so I'll stick to going to Kuwait as my alternate. And yeah, so the routing information is basically takeoff Naldo, then Bravo 411 to Sierra Alpha Victor, and then the Sierra Alpha Victor 1 Romeo Star to bring us in to Tehran. Okay, so that's pretty much what we're looking at. So let's bring up our charts and see what we got here. Airports, and it's ORBI, the one we are concerned about, Baghdad International. And SIDs, there it's basically omnidirectional departures, so there is no SIDs. That's why you just have a waypoint straight away. So we are parked over here. We're at Bravo 21. Okay, so to go to runway 33 right, is it 33 right? Yeah, 33 right. So we're right over here. So it's basically going to be pushback, nose to the left, basically facing east, and then we're going to head down Yankee and then join Sierra. Sierra 5, 4, 3 all the way, so taxiway Sierra all the way down to Sierra 1, and then we'll get on to 33 right and away we go. All right, it's a longer runway than 33 left, so we'll take 33 right and we're outbound. All right, so that's pretty much that. In case of immediate return, we can probably come back for an ILS to runway 33 right as well. So yeah, something goes wrong, we turn around, we come back. 33 right is what we're planning for our return leg. All right, so gonna come over here and I'm gonna accept this flight plan. Let's generate it, and then we go over, do a performance calculation. All right, so it looks like we're going to be taking about 8.2 tons of fuel with us. We've got 1.3 tons of cargo, and our estimated takeoff weight is 67,393 with a zero fuel weight of 59,343. Wonderful. All right, so that works very well for our performance. So 67,393 is what we want to keep in mind. I'm going to come over here, choose our 320, and we're looking for 67,393. Our CG today is 27.9. all right, we can take flaps 1, no anti-ice, air conditioning on, and Oscar Romeo Bravo India, and I'm gonna go with get METAR. So it didn't quite pick up the runways here, but it's picked up everything else, which is correct. So the runway length here, we need to get it from here. So we come to taxi, we look for the 10-9 plate, and there's a runway length. So it wants it in meters, so it's 4,000 meters. The runway heading is going to be 326 degrees. And yep, that should do it. Airport elevation, it's picked it up. It says 121 and it's 114, but what's the runway elevation? 110. So I'm just going to correct the airport elevation here to 114. All right, just to be precise. All right, I'm happy with everything else. I'm going to hit calculate, and there's our speeds: 47, 47, 52, flaps 1 up 0.1, 68 on the flex temperature, and 914 for the thrust reduction acceleration today. All right, very nice. That's it. That's all we need for now. Now it's time to get back in the cockpit, program this in, and get out of Baghdad. See you guys back in the cockpit. All right, back in the cockpit, doing a little bit of maintenance, not maintenance, but setup over here. I've got that going. I've got the IRSs on, and now I'm just going to do a quick, I've got external power running on the aircraft, so yeah, I'm going to do a quick APU fire test. So I'm going to hold that down, block your ears. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, APU fire test is complete. Gonna start the APU and hold on the starter as well. 3 seconds. All right, that should get that going. Refueling is completed. I've got the 8 tons of fuel that I need, 8.2 tons of fuel. So now it's time to seatbelt signs on, no smoking on, and the emergency lights to on as well. Once the APU is done, I'll get the bleed going. In the meantime, we want to program our flight plan. So I'm going to I'm going to plan mode, and then I'm going to go 40 miles out. And flight directors are on both sides, and yeah, now it's time to program in the flight plan. So as always, we're going to start with standby. All right, so we're going to start with data, aircraft status, check the aircraft, check the engines, and of course we've got our database, which is valid until tomorrow. So I'm gonna have to update it tomorrow, but we're good for today. So yeah, no problem. So in it, ORBI slash, and the code for Iran is Oscar India India Echo. Put that in there. Our alternate today is Oscar Kilo 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 Kuwait. Flight number is Whiskey Papa Alpha 320. Cost index is 25. It's giving me a cruising flight level of 380 on the flight plan. I'm going to select 270, and the outside temperature is 35 degrees. All right, flight plan. Going to start from the top. Departures, we're going to take runway 33 right, no SID, insert. All right, now after, so that's going to give us a initial departure to 1612 feet. Once we get to 1612 feet, our next waypoint is Noldo, N-O-L-D-O, Noldo, and it's going to be next waypoint. There's Noldo right there. From Noldo, we're going to join an airway, which is the Bravo 411, and we're going to exit at Sierra Alpha Victor. Sierra Alpha Victor, put it there, and we're going to insert that because once we get to Sierra Alpha Victor, we're going to be doing an arrival into so runway 11 left is what it says, and there's no ILS, it's a VOR. Very nice. So we're going to do a VOR via probably RUS for now, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep that empty, and yeah, so let me just erase that again, come back to that, and I'm going to go VOR runway 11 via the Sierra Alpha Victor 1 Romeo. So we're just gonna find Sierra Alpha Victor 1 Romeo. There it is, that's in there. Insert. Of course we're gonna study all this when we get closer to destination. All right, and that's pretty much it. All right, so now we go to secondary flight plan, copy active, take any position, and gonna make a return to ORBI, and it's going to be an ILS for 33 right, the same runway we're taking off from. No stars. All right, RadNav, we do have let me bring up the charts very quickly and see if we have a VOR over the airport. I believe we do. So the VOR right over the airport is the Baghdad VOR, which is BGD. Gonna tune that in there, choose the first one, BGD, put that in for the second one. All right, the ILS frequency is correct for it's 110.1 India Yankee Charlie Alpha. Yep, all checked out. Final course is 326 degrees, that's checked out as well. RadNav's done, and now we come back to our performance, where we've got a zero fuel weight of standby. Zero fuel weight, so today is 59343 with a CG of 27.9. Actually, I typed that completely wrong. 59.3, 27.9. Put that there. 8.2 tons of fuel on board the aircraft. Excellent. All right, and now the last thing to do would be our performance. All right, so the performance today, standby, let me just get it once again from the computer. Okay, so yeah, got it, sorry about that. So performance today is going to be flaps 1 with a trim of up 0.1, flex temperature 68, and it's 147, 147, 152, and thrust reduction acceleration was going to be what was thrust reduction acceleration? 914. So 914. Okay, I can do that. 914/914. Boom. All right, set. I'm going to keep that as a standard 1500 above ground level for engine out acceleration, and that's it. So going to put flight plan on the first officer's side, performance on my side, and I'm gonna climb to an initial altitude of 6,000. So now it's time to very quickly just do the glare shield. So this comes back to arc, this can come to 10 miles so I can see more clearly on my navigation display. I've got the QNH set on both sides, 1002 and on the standby. We're going to 6,000 initially, and then we'll climb further after that. Okay, so we're pretty much good to go on the setup of the aircraft. And today we're gonna squawk 2105, which is there. Everything's on standby, all good. So doing a quick check. Weather radar is also off, the rain radar is off, everything's good. So all we got to do now is the cockpit preparation checklist. So that says gear pins and covers, they are removed. Fuel quantity is checked, 8.2 tons. Seatbelt signs are on, and no smoking is on as well. The ADIRSs are in nav as they should be, and the barrel reference 1002, both sides checked. That's the cockpit preparation checklist complete. Now as pilot flying, I'm going to do my memory items, which is turn on the beacon, check the windows and doors that they're all closed. So I'm gonna tell the cabin crew now to cross check the doors. I'm gonna get the APU bleed going. I'm gonna disconnect from external power, so we're running on internal power, which is good for our pushback. Gonna have the ground crew remove the external power as well, which they have done. External power is gone. Bringing up the electrical page, you can see that we're running off the APU now, and we've got APU bleed going as well. If you bring up the bleed page, we've got APU bleed pumping nice cool air into the cabin. All right, so those are closed and slides are armed. So now we can do the before start checklist, which is parking brake on and set. I'll release it once ground crew tell me to do so. Takeoff speeds and thrust are set in the box and indicating on our PFD as well. Windows and doors closed, locked, and the beacon is on. So that's the before start checklist completed. We can now go ahead and push back and start our engine. So I'll get back to you once we've done that. All right. Alrighty then, pushback's complete, engine start is completed, and the car just went right underneath the aircraft. Yeah, time to do our after start items. So pilot flying is going to go ahead and put this to normal, and he's going to come up here and turn off the APU bleed and turn off the APU master, and we do not need anti-ice today, so APU master goes off. No anti-ice required. Pilot monitoring is going to go ahead and arm the spoilers, reset the rudder trim, set our flaps for today. Gonna set the trim, which is going to be up 0.1, set and indicating, and check our status, all systems normal, and that does that. So yep, now it's time for the after start checklist. Anti-ice not required, ECAM status is checked, all systems normal, pitch trim set to up 0.1, and the rudder trim is 0. So the after start checklist is complete. Let's do some memory items. Let's get the side stick going. So full left, full right, and neutral, full up, full down, and neutral on the rudders. Hold on rudder trim, full left on the rudders and full right on the rudders. Back to neutral, and first officer will check his side as well. So yeah, that's pretty much good to go. And yeah, so now we can go ahead and do the after start checklist. I'm sorry, the taxi checklist. So we'll also complete this items here, put that over there, and we're going to hit the takeoff configuration button as well. And yep, I'm going to turn on the predictive wind shear, and the TCAS can also come on as well. Number one, because I'm flying. All right, taxi checklist. Flight controls, they're checked. Flap setting, configuration 1+F is indicating. Radar predictive wind shear is on and auto, and engine mode selector is normal. And the ECAM memo is takeoff no blue. So we've got the taxi checklist completed. All we got to do now is taxi down to the runway via Sierra. So it's straight down right, and then parallel to runway 33 right, we're gonna go and taxi out. So let's get the taxi light on, runway turn off on, and we'll release parking brakes. Gonna give it about 30% and one. And yep, here we go. It's gonna use the tiller to steer, and we're on our way. All right, get back to you when we're just about to reach runway. See you guys there. Okay, so we're pretty much ready to go now. Gonna get everything ready here. We're pretty much just at the holding point of runway 33 right. Gonna store the tray table, put the iPad on the side, get the TCAS going to TA and RA, some very quick checks, and more or less we're ready to go. Flight directors, everything's set up. Gonna get my seat in position as well, and yep, gonna do the lineup checklist. Takeoff runway is 33 right confirmed. TCAS is TARA, and the packs 1 and 2 are on. So the lineup checklist is completed. We are good to go, guys. All right, so let's get the aircraft going. Parking brake released. Takeoff lights on. All right, strobes to auto as well. And yep, now we're just going to get going. So release parking brakes, and now it's time to taxi out onto the runway. Clear. Alrighty. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and give it a little bit of forward pressure, and away we go. So 50% first on the thrust levers. Yep, stabilized, and going click and on. Okay, man flex 68, SRS runway, auto thrust is blue, takeoff thrust is set, we're rolling. Coming up on 100 knots, there it is. Can stabilize the the centralized side stick. Okay, V1, I take my hands off and rotate. Let's bring her back. And one continuous climb all the way onto the flight directors. We got nav, positive rate, gear up. And we pretty much have to make a U-turn right over there. Thank you, Baghdad. See you again soon. Alright, landing gears up. And leave a climb on the PFD. So one click back. Thrust climb, climb, auto thrust white. 6,000 blue. I'm gonna assume we're cleared all the way to 270, so setting 270, gonna push on that one, and we're just gonna fly the aeroplane as best we can. Lovely. So I'm gonna get the autopilot on now. AP1, autopilot's in control. All right. So we had a request from a subscriber, and he was asking us for a more detailed explanation of the FMA. So auto flight and FMA. So the way it works is the FMA is the Flight Mode Annunciator. All right. So you see on the upper line here, these are all the flight mode annunciators of the aircraft, and basically it's just telling us exactly what the aircraft is thinking right now. So now I've just crossed the S speed, so I can go speed check, flaps up. Once I go flaps up, I disarm the spoilers and I put the two outer lights off. All right, so I've just cleaned up the aircraft. So the FMA, it changes, all right? Every time the aircraft changes a mode, it changes, all right? As of right now, the FMA is telling, because in the Airbus, you have to keep in mind, in the Airbus, I don't see the side stick moving. It's not mechanical like the Boeing, so you're not gonna see this thing moving when the autopilot's on. You're also not gonna see the thrust levers moving, all right? They stay in these detents, climb, flex, takeoff, go around. So if the engine power increases or decreases, it's just gonna stay there. So I don't have any physical cues as to what's going on in the aircraft. My only way to understand what the aircraft is thinking or what the aircraft is doing is to look at the FMA, so that I know what mode it's in and basically what the computers are thinking. So right now we're climbing to flight level 270, okay? We're in climb mode to an alt blue of 270, okay? Now I know that if I was to push here, for example, I'm gonna push the vertical speed to level off, okay? Now it says it's gone to speed mode, which means it's gonna hold the speed, and it's gone to VS0. You see the FMA changed, which means it's right now telling me that the aircraft is maintaining a vertical speed of 0, okay? That's for the vertical navigation, up and down. Now for the lateral navigation, the nav part, it's in nav because I am following this track to our next waypoint, which is Naldo, all right? So because I'm in nav mode and these are dashed out, all right? So that's why it says nav. Now watch what happens if I pull the heading knob. You see that? I pull and it's changed now to heading, all right? So right now the aircraft is telling me, the annunciator is telling me, it's announcing that I'm in heading mode. And basically now whatever I dial into the heading is what I'm gonna get. So if I wanna go right to a heading of 130, I just make it 130 and the aircraft turns, all right? Now if I wanna go back to navigation mode, all I have to do is push this in, and you see that? It's now back to nav mode. And it's basically going to continue on to Naldo as I've requested it to. Nav mode confirmed. Now I'm still leveled at almost 7,000 feet and with a vertical speed of 0. So now I'm going to come over here and I'm going to pull this knob. Now it goes into the thrust. It's telling me that the thrust system is now in climb mode. It's delivering power. It's delivering thrust required for our climb. And it's also telling me that we're in open climb to an altitude of 270. Okay, so that's how that works. That's the flight mode annunciator. We always call out whenever there's a change. All right, whenever there's a change, it's highlighted with a little white box. And you always you always read from left to right. So in this case, the change, I would say speed VS 0, and the first officer would say checked, so that he's on the same page with me in understanding what the aircraft is doing. Now I'm going to pull the heading knob again. Thrust climb, open climb, 270 blue. All right, that would be my call out from the FMA, and he's going to look at his instrument and he's going to say, oh, check, yeah, absolutely, I concur. And that's basically how that works. So that's the FMA. And yeah, so thanks for the question. I hope this answers it for you. And if you have any other questions, hey, hit us up in the comments below and we'll be happy to answer. And so now we're just going to continue on climbing to a flight level of 270. Going to be crossing 9,000, doing 10,000 soon. In just a few seconds, we're going to get to 10,000. And once we get to 10,000, voila, 10,000, speed's gone up to 315 because we don't have a constraint of 250 anymore. And now I'm going to do my 10,000 checks, which is retract the landing gear, weather is good outside, seatbelt signs can go off. Gonna come to airport and I'm gonna come down here. Secondary, I'm gonna do radnav first. I'm gonna auto tune our VORs, and I'm gonna come to secondary flight plan, copy the active flight plan, and come back to performance. And there we go. We're pretty much set up, homework done. Now I just sit back, relax, make sure the aircraft climbs safely to our cruising flight level of 270, and yeah, I'll get back to you guys when we're getting close to 270 to our cruise. See you soon. Okay, nicely settling into our cruise, and we're almost reaching flight level 270. Everything's looking good, looking nice, and yeah, everything's looking fine. Okay, so we got Mach All-Star, which means we're about to level off at flight level 270 on the FMA. Everything's looking good. Nice beautiful mountains over there. Okay, Mach Alt Cruise. We are in the cruise, ladies and gentlemen. Interesting. Okay, something's going on. Hang on, something's going on. Looks like engine number 1 is rolling back. We've got master caution. Okay, okay, we've got master caution. All right, engine 1 failure. Okay, engine number 1 has rolled back and it's engine 1 fail. Okay, I've got control and I've got communications, so let's go ahead and deal with this problem. Ironically, this was requested by Paul, so Paul, if you're watching, this one's for you, buddy. So all right, let's get on to this. Okay, first thing I want to do, aviate, navigate, communicate. So first aviate, fly the plane. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check. All right, it wants me to put the speed levers in thrust MCT, so I'm going to go ahead and put MCT over there. Okay, we got speed mode over there. Okay, master caution, gonna clear that. Engine 1 fail. Okay, so let's do the ECAM action. So engine mode selector to ignition, let's go ahead and put that to ignition. And thrust lever number 1 to idle. So thrust lever number 1, I'll keep my hand on that. I'll ask the first officer to confirm, is it number 1? He confirms, and we bring it to idle. All right, next thing to do would be engine master 1 to off. So here's, put my hand here, engine master 1, confirm, he confirms, and up and off. And now the engine is secured. Okay, so that's basically how you handle an engine out failure. So we didn't have a fire. If we did have a fire, this would have lit up, and then I would have to basically come up here and fire the engine squibs. but I didn't have a fire. I just had what looks like a flame out. So now continuing on with the ECAM, and of course we're gonna call this in and tell ATC about our problem. And what we want to do now is we're going to have a look. So if there's damage, we have to push the engine 1 fire push button. All right, if there's no damage, engine 1 relight consider. I do have N1, it's spinning. I do have some EGT, and I do have N2. So it looks like the engine's just flamed out. There's no damage on this engine because it's still windmilling. So I'm going to consider that there's no damage, so I'm going to clear the if damage part. Okay, and engine 1 shutdown is done. If no fuel leak, imbalance monitor. So we're going to burn up the fuel, and looking at that page, it's a difference of just like 20 kilograms on either side. So we're okay there. There's no fuel imbalance to take care of as of right now, and TCAS goes to TA. So as soon as I do that, it marks it off as done. All right, clear engine 1 shutdown. I'm gonna clear it. Okay, so secondary failures, land ASAP in amber. And then we've got air bleed. So air bleed, we've got no air bleed from engine number 1, but we got air bleed from engine number 2, taking care of both sides. So that's good to go. I'm gonna clear air bleed. And now it's telling me the electrical system. We've got Gen 1 is offline, but Gen 2 is carrying the load to AC1 and AC2. So we're running completely, the electrics are running completely off generator number 2 right now. So to help it out, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the APU master, and then hold down the starter button right over there. Come on. All right, and we're going to start the APU, and once the APU kicks in, the APU will carry the load on to AC1. All right, so I'm going to clear the electrics, and now it's just a status page. We're going to stop status for a second. We're going to check any OEBs. There were no OEBs about this engine failure. No computer resets that we can do as of right now. So yeah, that's pretty much all we can do as of right now. The aircraft is stable at altitude 270. So we're pretty much good to go here. So now gonna continue with the status. So status, if no engine 1 damage, consider engine 1 relight, 1 pack only if wing anti-ice is on, and Cat 3 single only is our capability. Inoperative systems are Cat 3 dual, engine 1 bleed, the main galley, and the Gen 1. All right, so that's what we've lost. So I'm gonna remove status, and that's it. The aircraft is secured, and I've done all the items I need to do to secure the engine. As you can see, the thrust levers are not synced exactly because I'm in an engine failure. So engine 1 is shut down, and it's just pretty much just hanging over there on the wing. Now, because there is no damage, what I can try to do is I'm gonna try and relight this engine. Okay, so what I have to do is I'm gonna come over to my QRH, to the FCOM actually. I'm gonna go into procedures. I'm gonna go to abnormal procedures, and I'm looking for the engine. So here's the engines, and I've got the engine in-flight relight. Okay, so looking at that there, I can see that to relight the engine, I'm good until about 27,000. All right, so let me see if I'm going to do a starter assist. So my flight level is 270, and my windmilling, I'm definitely above 250 knots. I'm currently doing a true airspeed, indicated airspeed of just above 220, and I've got a true airspeed of 345. So yeah, stabilized windmill, the N2 is greater than 8%. We do have that. So I can do a stabilized windmill relight is what I'm going to try and do. So the procedures are going to be engine mast off, the affected engine off, it is off. Thrust lever of the affected engine idle, it is idle. And let's see, engine mode selected can go to ignition, it is already in ignition. Cross bleed to open, so the cross bleed is over here. We're gonna go open, and wing anti-ice should be off, engine mast of the affected engine to on, and then we monitor. So we're gonna go ahead and go up and forward and gonna watch and see if this engine can start. So we're going to go ahead, let it spool up. We've got plenty of pressure. Here it comes. There we go. Engine's relighting. Looking good. Alright, it would seem the engine's come back. N1's rising, N2's rising, and it says the engine is now available. Okay, lovely. We've got lever asymmetric over there. So now I'm just going to bring the thrust lever back to MCT, and now it wants me to bring both of them back to climb. So I'm going to bring them back to climb. Okay, mark auto thrust white. So the auto thrust system is back again, and that engine has started successfully. So when idle's reached, normal, TCAS back to TA and RA, and the cross bleed can now go back to auto, and affected systems restored. So yeah, that's looking good. So now we're accelerating back to our cruising mark of 0.75. We've maintained in-flight level 270. Everything's looking good. Our TCAS is back on at TA and RA, and I can go ahead and turn off the APU now because we don't need it anymore. So APU is going off, and APU gen going off. And just want to very quickly check the electrical page. Yes, Gen 1 is back and taking care of things. Bleed is back, taking care of things as well. All is well. We just look at the fuel page, and a slight misbalance, but not so big. All right, we've got it's slightly low on the right side, but it's fine. It's absolutely fine. And that, my friends, is how you do engine in-flight relight. All right, so I hope you guys found that helpful. Paul, this one was for you. Keep those questions running in the comments below if you guys want to learn anything more about what I can do in the video. All right, so yeah, I guess that's about it. And I'm going to now, I've already put the 100-mile ring, as I usually do, around the airport in Iran, and I'm just going to now do some very quick calculations, and we're going to do a briefing now for the approach and landing. So come with me over to the computer, and we're going to brief this and get back. All right, thanks guys. Oh, lastly, I have to put this back to normal. All right, so that's the thing. That's everything done with the engine out, and we're back to cruise. We're back to normal. So good time for me to get some coffee, strong coffee, and then I'm gonna brief the approach. All right, guys, see you at the briefing. Alrighty, so let's have a look at what we have in terms of our approach, and very quickly we're gonna look at the weather. I have it over here, Tehran. That's no, I've got the wrong airport. So it's Oscar India Echo. All right, there we go. And gonna go done. And here we go, Imam Khomeini. So looks like the QNH is 1009er, and the winds are out of 140, 8 knots. Temperature's 34 with a dew point of 4. Few clouds at 4,000 feet. Generally, visibility is greater than 6.2 static miles. We've got the TAF. Yeah, so basically it's still looking good. So the METAR is looking good for runway 11, as we briefed earlier during the approach, during the takeoff briefing. And yeah, so that's looking good. So now we come up to Navigraph charts. We go India, Oscar India Echo, Imam Khomeini. Gonna bring that up there. And the star that we were expecting is the SAV-1 Romeo. All right, so that's what we were expecting. So SAV-1 Romeo, let me have a look. Sawe, that's what it's called, Sawe 1 Romeo. So basically, we are going to be Sawe 1 Romeo. I'm referring to plate number 20-2 Delta, effective the 7th of October. It's for Tehran, Iran. It's a star, and for Imam Khomeini Airport. All right, so the MSA, we're pretty much coming in from SAV, Sawe, all right, which is where we're starting this approach from. And it takes us at 042 degrees at 9,000 feet apparently to Rudeshwar, so RUS, a VOR. And from there, basically, it's going to be vectoring around, I guess. But as we look at the approaches, so it's a very straightforward SAV-1 Romeo. Okay, so now from here is where we're going to start the rest of the approach. So we come over to the approach. We're looking for 11 left and right. So they have a VOR DME for 11 left and right. So we're going to go for the VOR DME. So I'm referring to plate 23-1, 2nd of December 2022. VOR DME runways 11 left and right. Okay, so how do we do this? We go over to the RUS, all right? And from there, we're going to basically head over to 13. So it's 2 VORs actually that we're going to be doing. So wow, this is an interesting VOR approach. So we're going to be entering from Rus. From Rus we go, let's see over here. So it's an inbound to India Kilo Alpha. That's going to be our approach, okay? That's going to be the VOR that we use as a reference. So from about 13 miles India Kilo Alpha, all right, here's a runway. We're going to be at 6,100 feet. Then we'll make a right-hand turn. So if we're landing on 11 left, it will be 105 degrees. And then if it's 11 right, we have to fly 104 degrees. Okay. Now, the longer runway here at Imam Khomeini is 11 left. All right. So coming back here, 11 left. So we'll take 11 left. So from basically 13 miles India Kilo Alpha, we make at 6,100 feet, we make a right-hand turn to 105 degrees, okay, and we descend down to 5,100 feet, and we have to be 5,100 feet by 8 miles India Kilo Alpha, which is where we find our final approach fix, and then we do a 3.23 degree descent down to our minimums of 3880. All right, so that's what we're looking at in terms of the approach. There is a circle to land available here. There are PAPIs available with high intensity lights. Okay, so yeah, down to minimums 3880, 105 to 8 miles, and then descending. And in case of missed approach, climb straight ahead to India Kilo Alpha, then turn right to rejoin the RUS VOR holding at 7,000. So in case we have to go around, we go straight over to the VOR. At the VOR, we make a right-hand turn and we fly inbound towards the RUS, where we're going to do like a teardrop entry into a hold and then basically get vectored back to the runway. So that's the approach we're going to do. We're going to be landing on 11 left. So that's going to be a 13,773 runway for 4198 in meters, for those of you who prefer meters. And I believe the terminal is right over here, so we can take our time. I'll probably exit at Hotel or maybe at Juliet. In fact, Juliet sounds good, but then straight down, cross in runway 11 right. And straight down Juliet, and we can take the parking stands for apron 1. Yep, we'll probably take let's take 110 if it's available, or we'll take 112 left. We'll take one of these two around here, and that's the main passenger terminal over there. So that's the plan we have. and this is going to be auto brakes low for this landing. All right, so that's pretty much the brief, guys. Let's get head back to the cockpit. And yeah, okay, coming back to this now. Right now, as of the time of this briefing, I'm sitting at flight level 270. Realistically, I want to come down to 6,100 feet. All right, so I'm gonna put 27,000, all right, minus the 6,100. I'm doing my 3-to-1 rule, and that's going to be a loss of, I need to lose 2,900. Okay, 2,900 feet is what 20,900, I'm sorry, 20,900 is what I need to lose. Divide that by 1,000, it's 20.9 times 3, and I need to start my descent about 63 miles, 62.7. I'm going to round it to 63 miles. 63 miles from RUS is from India Kilo Alpha is where I'm going to start my my descent. All right, so this one will be Charlie Delta 11 Lima. So basically 63 miles from Charlie Delta 11 Lima is where I'm going to start my descent. So I'll be at 6,100 by the time I get there, using the 3-to-1 rule. Okay, so got all this in. I've got all this in my brain. Hopefully I don't forget it. Remind me if I do. And gonna go back to the cockpit now and basically set this all up and start our descent. All right, see you guys there. All right, back in the cockpit, and it's time to program our approach. All right, so we've got 100 miles there. We've got about 219 track miles to go. So let's go ahead and program this into the box, shall we? So we're gonna go right at the bottom. Arrival, I have already picked a VOR for 11 left, and I'm gonna go via RUS. Okay, so 11, so VOR 11 left via RUS for the SAV1 Romeo. Okay, I'm gonna insert that. I'm gonna come over to plan constraints and go down to about maybe 20 miles, and I'm just gonna cycle through my flight plan. So there's SAV, okay, there's the SAV right over there. I'm doing the hat now, by the way. So at SAV, next we go to RUS, which is right over there, RUS. From RUS, as you can see, we have 6,100 constraint over there. So see Charlie Delta 11 Lima. So I'm going to go into that, and I'm going to make it 6,100, and I'm going to confirm that. All right, and yeah, and then the next one would be at the Foxtrot Delta 11 Lima. It's 5,100 or higher. I'm going to make it 5,100 exactly, so the aircraft knows what to do. And yeah, basically the approach is pretty much set up, and yeah, all good. Go around altitude is 7,000 over here. Now I want to pick any point, go to fix info. I'm going to go to a free page, Oscar India India Echo 11 left. All right, actually no, I will do that to this one here. Let me go back to the previous page. So I just put Oscar India India Echo, so I'm going to put Oscar India India Echo 11 left for the runway. Okay, the inbound course for this approach is going to be for 11 left 105. So right, so the so basically the opposite side of 105 is going to be 285. all right, so 285 for the radial, and I'm gonna put about let's see, the approach starts at, the approach is gonna start at 8 miles. So I'm gonna put the 8-mile radius around it. Okay, now the next thing I wanna do is take a free page, and I'm gonna put Charlie Delta 11 left. All right, I'm gonna put that there. It's just 181 miles away. Okay, that's it right over there. and I'm gonna put a how many miles do I need to be? 63-mile radius around that. Okay, so that's pretty much done. I don't think it's picked up the correct Charlie Delta 11 left, so let me see. Charlie Delta 11 left, and yep, that should do it, but for some reason it's not doing it. So let me take the next one. So India Kilo Alpha, gonna put that there, India Kilo Alpha, and I'm gonna go 63 away from that radius. Gonna zoom out a bit. Oh, hang on, I'm an idiot, I'm so sorry. Charlie Delta 11 left, put that back there, choose the first one, and I'm gonna go with 63 miles. There we go, there's my I was not zoomed out enough. So there's my 63-mile ring around Charlie Delta 11 Lima, and then I also have an 8-mile ring around the runway. So looking good. So we've got arc, and we've got I'm gonna go back to 40 miles so I can see the next waypoint. Actually, we got about 80. As you can see, right there is where we're gonna start our descent down towards 6,100. I will actually put 5,100 in here and do a managed descent all the way down to the final approach fix. And I'm gonna let the aircraft do a managed VOR approach today. Auto brakes are going to be low for this approach, and yeah, so that's going to be more than enough to get us stopped on the runway. And yes, I believe that's pretty much all the information we need for now. And yeah, now just gotta wait until we get to the top of descent, which is right over there, and then we'll start our descent. I'll get back to you guys when we're getting close to our approach. Alright, so we've briefed the approach. We've pretty much set up everything we needed to set up, so I'm going to continue with the hat. It's asking me for destination data. So yeah, so flight plan was done. Now we go to RadNav, and I'm going to put our US on VOR 1 and choose the first one, and the second one will be India Kilo Alpha. Put that there in the second one. All right, so once we get into range of them, we're going to be able to see them over here on our VORs. We don't have an ILS today, so we're not going to do that. So there's that for the RadNav page. Progress, Oscar India Echo 11 left. So we've got about 152 miles to go, and accuracy is high. GPS primary looking good. Performance, we're going to go to the next phase. The QNH today over there is standby. I'm looking it up right now. What do we have here? Oh yeah, QNH is 1009er. Temperature is 34 degrees. The winds are from 140 at 8 knots. And our minimums for this approach, category Charlie, for 11 left, runway 11 left, will be 3880 on the barrow. And there we go, 3880 over there as well. We're just about getting close to our descent. And yeah, looking good. Okay, so now I have fully set up everything and we're pretty much ready to go on the approach. Get back to you guys when we physically start the descent. Well, hello there, welcome back. All right, so we are basically 71 miles away from Romeo Uniform Sierra and 82 miles away from India Kilo Alpha. Looking at that ring over there, we're getting pretty close to our 63-mile thing away from the Charlie Delta waypoint, Charlie Delta 11 Lima fix. So what we're going to do now is, in anticipation, I am going to go ahead and pretty much start getting the FCU ready. So I want to come down to 5,100. So I'm gonna dial in 5,000, then go to 100s and make it 5,100. Okay, so 5,100 is set over there. And as soon as I'm gonna go to 10 miles, and as soon as I touch that ring, I'm gonna start the descent. So yep, looking good over there. And yep, we're coming up within our point over there, so we can start the descent just about now. I guess should be okay. Yep, we're gonna start the descent now. So gonna push for managed 5,100, Mach descent, alt magenta 6,100. And because we are descending down to an altitude that's below transition in Iran is 9,000 feet. So I'm gonna set the QNH now, push, and I'm gonna set this to 1009er. Do that for the first officer side as well. 1009er set, and on the standby as well. And we're gonna get the seatbelt signs on, and the approach has officially begun. So yeah, speed, and we're pretty much coming down to idle, and we just want to maintain thrust idle. We're gonna maintain our profile for the VOR. All right, I got my iPad here telling me exactly what I need to do, when I need to do it. So far so good. And we can now do our approach checklist. All right, so we're inbound to Sierra Alpha Victor, and everything's looking fine. 18, just above 19 miles, under 19 miles from Sierra Alpha Victor. Let's do an approach checklist, shall we? Barrel reference 1009 is set on both sides, crossing 24,800 now, cross-checked. Seatbelts are on. Minimums 3880 as per the charts. Auto brakes low, pre-selected, and the engine mode selector is normal. So that's the approach checklist completed. So all we got to do now is basically just monitor our vertical profile and get down onto the ground. Here's Iran, my friends. There's lots of terrain around the area, and in the distance, snow-capped mountains. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. In fact, Iran sits at airport elevation of what's the airport elevation? Airport elevation of 3,300 feet above sea level. That's the airport elevation of Tehran. So they're pretty high up above sea level. So yeah, that's why the weather there is amazing. So yeah, keeping us, my buddy. I'll be waiting to hear some good stuff about I think we all will be waiting to read some good stuff about Iran in the comments below. So have at it, my friend. And thank you all once again for subscribing. Thank you so much for watching. And I so enjoy reading your comments and being able to respond back to you guys. And you guys commenting and talking to me in the comments section has just been wonderful for the YouTube algorithm as well. So thank you for that. Yeah, just keep it coming, guys. I'm happy. I will reply to every single comment that comes. So yeah, just please feel free to ask me anything. You got any questions about the procedures I'm doing? You got any questions about the systems? You got something you see in the cockpit you don't know and you want me to explain? I'm happy to do that. This is all for you guys. So yeah, by all means, guys, keep it coming. Crossing 19,000 now, flight level 190 now, inbound to RUS. So yeah, looking good. Both VORs are looking good over there. And the approach checklist is completed. We're right on our profile as well. If you come back to the progress page, you can see we're just 43 feet above it. So we're doing absolutely splendid. And at about 15 truck miles, I'm gonna activate the approach phase, start slowing the aircraft down, and getting ready for the approach, for the landing actually. So yeah, that's all coming up very soon. So guys, if you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. And if you like the video, hit the like button and share this with your friends if you find that it would be useful for them. The more the merrier. And please, again, feel free to ask me questions in the comments below. I'm more than happy to do so. It's been an absolute pleasure doing this. You know, honestly, and this is something you guys can tell me in the comments below, all right? Initially, when I wanted to start doing this YouTube channel, I was actually quite apprehensive at first, because I was thinking there are hundreds, if not thousands, of people doing this on YouTube, and I've seen those channels and they're good, you know. They don't necessarily do it in a real cockpit like I do, but they do it on their computers, and it's absolutely amazing, the content that these guys and girls you know, put out. So I was thinking, what on earth can I give that's better than these guys? You know, who's gonna watch my content? You know, I'm not exactly a YouTuber. I'm good here in the cockpit. I'm a good pilot. I'll give myself that. But when it comes to technology, GoPros, downloading to a computer, video editing, that was not my thing whatsoever. So I'm learning as I go along. So in the comments below, you guys can tell me anything I can do to improve. Let me know, and I'll be more than happy to do that. And yeah, so. And I actually am thinking about a live video coming up, so I'm still working out how to do that. In fact, let me know in the comments below any suggestions that you have that would help me to do a live video in the cockpit for you guys, so you guys can talk to me. And I need to know what time. So we're gonna go with Zulu time, all right? What time in Zulu time, that's GMT time, will you guys be available that I can shoot a video live, and we'll be talking to each other live, because I need to make sure you guys are there. So you let me know the time, and we're going to set up the time. And also I've set up a Twitter account so that I can post updates there, and you guys can follow us on Twitter. I'll have the handle down on the screen, and also in the description below as well. So let me know, guys, when you want to do the live video, and I'll set it up according to my flying schedule as well. But we'll make it happen for sure, no problem whatsoever. Yep, so we're coming up on 10,000 feet now. Gonna be crossing below 10,000 feet very soon. That's when I'm gonna go with my 10,000 checks. I'm gonna just deploy the speed brakes to half to help the aircraft slow down to what it needs to do, because we now have to slow down to a speed of 250. So yep, here we go, slowing it down. And yeah, just below 10,000 I'll get the lights on. In fact, you know what, I just have 100 feet to go, so I'm just gonna get the lights going now. Lights on. And yeah, constraints, all good. Alright, so the speed brakes are helping us catch up to our speed profile, which will then stabilize us back onto our vertical profile as well. So yeah, guys, let me know, and I'm gonna make that live video happen. All right, it's gonna be fun. And yeah, let's see what happens here. And again, please, if you're not subscribed, consider subscribing, and do like the video. It really helps us out, helps the algorithm know who we are. Okay, we're back on speed, back on profile. So speed brake, back down again. All right, so as we get closer to destination, which should be right over there, we're looking to land on runway 11 left, and which is a 13,773 runway. We'll exit at Juliet as planned, and probably take stand 110 or 112 Lima. So that's the idea that we have for our approach and landing. So yeah, let's see how this all works out. So we're getting very close to the landing. Time to tuck the tray table away, because as soon as I get to minimums, I have to hand fly this baby down to the ground. So iPad goes in the corner there. I'm gonna set myself up. In real life, I'd put on my belt, my seat belt now. And yeah, approach checklist is completed. All that's left is the landing checklist. So we're pretty much good to go. Big wide open desert right over here. Looks like a haze coming in. Actually, it looks like a sandstorm coming in. But yeah, looking beautiful, absolutely beautiful. We got some silos down there. Yeah, By the way, if you guys get the chance to come to Iran, do not believe what the news says about Iran. It is an amazing country. Activating the approach phase now so we can start slowing down. Don't believe what the news says about Iran. They are wonderful people. To all my Iranian friends, Salam Kobe. I hope I said that correctly. They are wonderful, warm people, and I love them. We have so many of them here in Dubai, and I absolutely love interacting with them. And if you've ever had the chance to have Iranian food, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing food. Middle Eastern food in general is delicious. So, but Iran, no exception. And they've got these sweets that they do. Oh my God, amazing. All right, coming up on our approach very soon. So we're still descending. I'm going to go ahead and do a non-standard gear down now, okay? Because I need to slow this airplane down. So the gear's coming down, and I'm going to go ahead and mark the approach. So speed, final approach. Aircraft is turning. And yep, so with the gear coming down 3 green, we're going to be able to slow ourselves down to flap retraction speeds. Let's get this guy going. Alright, very soon I'll be deploying flaps 1. Stand by with me, guys. Alrighty, looking good. If you see, I do apologize if the screen shakes a lot. I have the runway in sight. I have the airport in sight. Going for flaps 1. Speed checked. Flaps 1.
Number of today is 1. 1 wonderful 1.
2000.
Checked. 2000. Going for flaps 2 very soon. Gonna arm the speed brake as well. Okay, speed check, flaps 2.
Yes, it's 2. 2, haha.
If you don't know why I'm doing the you guys need to watch Sesame Street. That's my childhood right there. Okay, go around altitude 7,000. I'm gonna set 7,000 over here since we're on the approach. Alright, looking good. Okay, side sticks ready to record. All good. Alright, I see the runway in sight right over there. Okay, flaps 3 and speed check, flaps full. Landing checklist. ECAM memo, landing no blue. Landing checklist is completed. We've got the runway in sight. So just gonna wait for minimums, then we're gonna disconnect. I'm gonna hand fly the aircraft. Final approach course is 105. All right, we're good to go. Get the airport going there. Alrighty, there's our runway coming up.
1000.
Checked. I don't think Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 is doing justice to this, because Iran is, I think, a lot more beautiful than... Oh look, snow-capped mountains. Okay, focus on runway, focus on runway. Very soon, minimums, and then we're gonna go autopilots off.
100 above.
100 above. Then go visual. Minimums. Autopilot off. Flight directors off. Bird on. 105. Set. Okay, let's land this baby.
300.
Actually, it's 104 runway track, so yeah, we're good there. Very slight
200.
turns.
100.
100. Looking good.
50. 40.
Wings
30,
level,
20,
flaring, retard, back to idle, and we're on the runway. A little bit of rudder and engaging reverses. So it's spoilers, reverses green, and decel. I barely had to do anything on the side stick. This aircraft is so stable. All right. There's 70. We go idle reverse, switch off the auto brakes. I'll get on the tiller. Alright, below 60, so full idle. And we're just gonna let the aircraft roll. I want to exit at Juliet. So this one should be hotel, if I'm not mistaken. And we'll take Juliet, the next one. If, because obviously we can't find Romeo. Sorry, bad joke. I'm so sorry. I do apologize. Yep, so that was Taxiway Hotel. The next one will be Juliet, which is pretty much a 90-degree turn to the right. The next 90-degree turn right is what we're gonna do. I believe I see it coming up. Juliet, where art thou, Juliet? Alright, squeeze in the brakes. And we're going to take this one here, and it's pretty much straight down. Salam Kobe! Welcome to Tehran, my friends. Beautiful, beautiful Iran. Such a wonderful country. I love these people. I think I say it about every country, but now that I'm here, I'm saying it about them. They are wonderful, wonderful people. Okay, crossing an active runway, 11 right. We got a welcome car. Welcome committee is coming up towards, so just gonna slow it down a bit and let's do the cleanup. So speed brakes off, flaps all the way to 0, TCAS to standby, and weather radar off, landing lights off, nose light to taxi, and runway turn off on. And yeah, that should do it. So now we're gonna go with the after landing checklist. Radar and predictive wind shear off. It is all off. That's looking good. And we wanted 110, which is right over there. So I'm just gonna follow along and just swing it right in there. Ouch. Okay, there is a glass here. I need to pay attention. All right, 110 is our gate. So it's right by immediate left, followed by an immediate right, straight down to where that car is. Alright, gonna turn off the taxi lights. Oh, and I forgot to start the APU. Genius that I am. APU, come on APU, come on APU. There we go. APU starting. And let's go park this thing, shall we? A little bit of trust just to keep us rolling. Meep meep. I guess he wants us to stop here. So I'm just gonna inch very close. Don't you dare reverse into me. Alright, I'm gonna stop it here. Okay, parking brakes are coming on. Gonna wait for the APU and then I'm gonna shut down the engines. That was 1 hour and 4 minutes of fun. APU anytime now. Thank you. Okay, I hear the bus tie system clicking into place. It'll be available by the time that reaches about 90%. Watch now. Here we go. Immediately the juice starts to flow. APU is available, so let's get the APU bleed going. And yeah, lights are off, so shutting down 1, shutting down 2. Both engines going for shutdown. And here comes the ground crew to give us external power, which is available. So ground external power is on, beacon off, seatbelt signs no smoking off, disarm that. Fuel pumps can go off as well, cruise supply off. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you do that. Welcome to Tehran. And it's been a pleasure flying with you guys. Thank you so much for liking, subscribing. Thank you for being a part of our channel. I'll see you in the next one in a couple of days. And yeah, again, let me know in the comments below if you need to learn something, or if you need me to explain something about the cockpit, procedures, anything. I'm here for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. God bless all of you. Bye bye.